Higher Secondary School. Welcome to the Zoology online class. Dear students, today we are discussing about human health and disease, that particularly malaria life cycle. Okay, let us see now the life cycle of Plasmodium. You know, the Plasmodium is a digeneic parasite. That means it requires two hosts. One is the female Anopheles mosquito is the primary host. The second, the man, is secondary host. The two hosts are needed for the Plasmodium complete of their life cycle. Okay, the Plasmodium. Okay, see the Plasmodium. Okay, vivax has three life cycles. That is, one is called zygogony, gamogony, and sporogony. So they involve in three life cycles. First, the female Anopheles mosquito bite a person, and these parasites enter into the person. As it feeds the mosquito, it releases the saliva along with the sporozoid enter into the person. Okay, then what happens? These sporozoids enter into the person. It is going to the bloodstream of a person, but in the bloodstream, it is next goes to the liver or hepatic cells. This Plasmodium enter in the hepatic cells. Okay, it's take a asexual multiplication that is called as a sporogony. That is called what? A sporogony. So that is called the zygogony. That is process called what? Zygogony. Then inside the liver, these parasites develop into a merozoites. Then the liver cells are destroyed. Then the merozoites releasing from the hepatic cells and come to the blood of the person. Okay. And these merozoites again enter into the RBC and develop and mature as a trobozoid. That is called what? A trobozoid. See, that is enter into the RBC, that develop into a unicellular trobozoid. Okay, next. These trobozoids grow in a size and pushes the vacuole at one side of the cell, and it get a signet ring stage. Because vacuole is moved on one side, so it's look like a ring-like structure. That is called signet ring stage. Okay. Then these trobozoids taking a what is called multiple division and develop as a zyzon. See, that is called the zyzon. Develop as a zyzon. Now, in this zyzon, there is a large zyzon shows yellowish and brown pigmented granules. That is called Suffner's granule. Why is called Suffner granules? This is the German physical. The Wilhelm Suffner describe about this granule. That is why it is called Suffner granules. Okay. Then these zyzon divide and produce a mononucleated merozoites. So inside the RBC, these zyzon develop into many merozoites. Okay. Then once upon a time, these RBC, what happens? Burst. The merozoites and imogen granule, everything come into the blood. That time the person has a heavy fever. Okay. This merozoites and imogen granule released from RBC is take different time interval. That may be 36 or 48 or 72 hours. Because this time take the Plasmodium complete their life cycle. Why these different times are here? Because each and every species has a different time take to complete their life cycle. Okay. These merozoites now coming from the RBC, and again this merozoite triggers and attack other RBCs again. And go to the other RBC, the merozoites again multiplication division take over. That RBC also lysed, and merozoites and imogen granules are also releasing from that RBC. So every time, every 36 hours or 48 hours or 72 hours, the RBC are burst out, the merozoite liberated, again, along with the imogen toxin granules also liberated. That time person has a high fever. It may occur 36 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, depending upon the species of the plasma. Okay, then this cycle is going on continuously. The merozoite going to attack RBC, the RBC burst out, again thousands of merozoites comes out, again this merozoite going to attack on new RBC. The cycle is going on and eventually going on at any one stage. These from this merozoite developing into a two gametes. That is, one is called microgamete, another one is called macrogamete. There are two gametes are formed. That is called microgametes or macrogametes. Okay, see there is a macrogametes also there and microgametes also there. And these micro and macrogametes are there in one infected person. Suppose I have the micro and macro gametes in my blood. Now a mosquito come to bite me. What happened? These RBC, which consisting micro and macro gametes, are injected by the female Anopheles mosquito. Now these RBCs are enter into the female Anopheles mosquito intestine. Okay, then it's go to the intestine. What will be happen? See, these infected erythrocytes are lice and male and female gametes form. How do the male and female gametes are formed? These erythrocytes get into the female Anopheles mosquito intestine. Okay, the RBCs are ruptured. The macrogamete and microgamete come out. The macrogamete is a female gamete. The microgamete is a male gamete. The microgamete has some flagella. Okay, this flagella microgamete moving to the macrogamete, two gametes are fused to form the zygote. The zygote is called as ocanite. The zygote is called as what? Ocanite. So that is called the ocanite. Then these ocanite are in the intestine of the mosquito, pierce into inside and to form the oocyte and form into a oocyte. Okay. Then the oocyte undergo meiosis division and produced many what is called sporozoites, and this cycle is called sporogony. Already we see the first one is called zygogony. We see in the liver cells. Second, gametogony in human being blood, because microgamete or macrogamete are formed, that is called gametogony cycle. Now in the mosquito intestine, the sporozoites are produced and this cycle is called sporogony. Earlier we see three types of cycles are there. That is called zygogony, gametogony and sporogony. Now over the sporogony, as a result, sporozoites are produced here. Now the sporozoites are moving in the salivary gland of the female Anopheles mosquito. Now this mosquito ready to start the next cycle, because these mosquito go to bite any new person, it releases the sporozoites. Okay, then this sporozoite enter that person, it go to the liver, okay, complete the zygogony cycle. Then move to the RBC, then forming into the gametes, finish the gamogony cycle. Again, third person maybe bite any other mosquito, that gametes are get into the mosquito and that gamete are fused from the zygote and producing sporozoites in that mosquito. That mosquito started any other new cycle. Like this, cycles are going on continuously. Okay, so that is the cycle is going on there continuously. The next one we see. What are the pathological conditions caused by the malaria in human being? Not only erythrocytes are destruction, and also the spleen and visceral organs also affected. For example, we see that incubation time about the human being, the malaria, as taking 12 days. The sporozoid enter in the human body, he will show the symptom of fever or anything taking 12 days. Okay, the very beginning symptoms are, it is the early symptoms of malaria is headache and nausea and body pain. These are the early symptoms of the person. Okay, but the classical symptom of the malaria is nothing but the synchronized release of merozoites. That is, the merozoites are coming from the bursting of the RBC, and also imogen granules are released from the RBC. That is the toxic granules which is produced by the Plasmodium pcs. Okay, along with the RBC damaged dermis are settled on the blood, that time we show the paroxysms, shivering cells, that have the shivering cells, and as well as cause the high fever followed by sweating. These are the classical symptom of the malaria. Okay, then the fever and the chills are partially caused by the imogen granule. That is the main reason of the chills and fever, the imogen granule. The hemosin granules are produced in our body as a result of these hemosin granules go to stimulated the macrophages. You know, macrophage is one of the WBC, which is monocyte converted into only macrophage. And these macrophage may be releasing what that is called tumor necrosis factor, that is called TNF alpha. Tumor necrosis factor is nothing but it is a cytokine, that is one of the protein which involved in the immunity function. Next of all, we see it's also secreted interleukin. The interleukin also a glycoprotein which is also involved in a immune function. Okay. The next one we see. Let us see the diagram once again and somehow. For example, see the female Anopheles mosquito bite the human. Okay. The sporozoite enter in the human body. It's go to the first organ, liver. In liver, it completed the zygogony cycle. As a result, merozoites are comes up to the bloodstream and enter in the RBC of the man. And inside the RBC of the man, the merozoite develop into trobozoite and signet ring stage, and again it's producing as a merozoites. This cycle is going on. Suppose one RBC affected, in one RBC there is thousands of merozoites comes. Then these merozoites are again find out a new RBC in our body. So it's totally go to destruct RBC count enormously. So what will happen? The RBCs burst, the hemosin granule will come out and merozoites also come out. Whenever the hemosin granule come into our blood, that time only we show the fever. Another time doesn't show the fever. So this is differ from 36 to 78 hours according to that species of the plasmodium. Okay, the cycle is going on. At any one stage, the gametes will be formed. That is, one is called the macrogamete and microgamete. See, the macrogamete is called female gamete, the microgamete is called the male gamete. See, the microgamete forming in the flagellated. Okay, now micro and macro both, now these micro and macro gametes are ready into the human blood. That new mosquito who come to bite this person, these gametes, RBC, are getting into the mosquito. What happens? See, these gametes, that's flagellated microgamete is called male gamete, and this is called female gamete. Both are fused to form the zygote that is called oconite. Then oconite pierces into the intestine wall of the mosquito and to form the oocyte. The oocyte undergoes meiosis division to form the sporozoite. Then sporozoite automatically go to the salivary gland. Now this mosquito go to bite any other new person. These sporozoites enter into the person and go to the liver and go to the heartbeats again, form into the gametes. Okay, now any new mosquito bite him, the gametes come to the mosquito and form the zygote again sporozoite. Like this life cycle is going on with the help of this mosquito. Okay, let us see the next day, the prevention. How do we prevent the malaria? The best method to break the transmission of the cycle by mosquito. What we do that, we killing of the mosquito is better. How do we kill the mosquito? Actually, the mosquito lay the eggs in a what is called drainage water or water. The eggs are what happened? The eggs are breaking out. The mosquito larvae which live in the water. These larvae getting the air, atmospheric air for their breathing. What we are doing? We are applying oil on the water. These oils spreading the atmosphere air into the water. So these mosquito larvae and pupa are unable to get the atmospheric oxygen, they may be died. This one method of prevention. The next one we see the ponds and freshwater ditches or any permanent water stocks, we can grow the fish called kombucha, because this kombucha fish eating all the mosquito larvae is another preventing measure. Okay, then we see the next one. We see we are we see the next one. We see that is called. We can prepare the Bacillus thuringiensis. We see the Bacillus thuringiensis. The Bacillus thuringiensis is one of the bacteria. It is very toxic to the mosquito larva. So these Bacillus thuringiensis, we can spray the water bodies. So what happened? The mosquito larva is dead, but however other aquatic forms not killed by this Bacillus thuringiensis. This is another method. And best method, we are avoid the biting of the mosquito. How do we avoid the biting of mosquito? We can use the mosquito net, or we can use the mosquito guard wires using on the windows or doors. We prevented from biting of the mosquitoes also we take off. But in 1950, the World Health Organization taken a malaria eradication project. But this project was failure because why? they can advise to use the DDT, other insecticides to killing the mosquito larva. But these mosquito larvae getting resistant against that insecticides and DDT, so that the program was failed. So this is the malaria. It's a very dangerous one. It's spreading by the female Anopheles mosquito. We are avoiding biting of the mosquito. It's better method to cure from the malaria. Thank you. Have a nice study, students. Okay, let us see the next class.